So, the president is looking at raising taxes. And he may actually raise taxes on the middle class because he said all options are on the table. I'm outraged. Every time I look at that national debt clock, I have to laugh because it's wrong. It's totally misleading. It is so false. It lulls us into thinking that a $12 trillion debt means that each individual only owes $40,000. How do they get to that number? They divide $12 trillion by the population. 300 million people equals $40,000 per person. That's wrong. If you go to the IRS data, you'll see a couple of really important things. First, 2/3 of the population don't even file a return. 2/3. 200 million people in this country don't even file a return, let alone pay taxes. Of the remaining 100 million people, half of those people pay less than 5% of the total tax burden. Half. 50 million. So that's 200 million that don't even file a return. And of the remaining 100 million, 50 million only pay 5%. So the remaining 50 million pay 95% of the taxes in this country, according to the IRS. So what should that debt clock really say? Is it $40,000 per person? Shouldn't it be $12 trillion divided by the number of taxpayers in this country? 50 million people. And what should that total be? Here comes the outrage. That number that each of us taxpayers owes, who make over $30,000 a year, is not $40,000. It's $240,000. If you're in the middle class or above, making over $30,000 a year, your tax burden is $240,000. You're not outraged yet? Take a look at your net worth. Take a look at your assets, less your liabilities, and let me know if you've got an additional $240,000 there and still not be bankrupt. It's outrageous. And you should be outraged at this president and this government and their risky, reckless, and irresponsible spending. You should be outraged. You should be outraged enough that in the 2010 and 2012 elections, you'll throw this government out. Throw them out and replace them people who will execute responsible fiscal policy, who have a respect for the taxpayers in this country, and who are not trying to undermine the economy and this country and you, the middle class taxpayer.